I remember there was a time where I was like, hey, I was like, somebody was talking, I was asking a question, somebody was talking, and there was like other conversations going on. And I literally told these people, I was just like, hey, like in the most respectful, loving way as possible. I was like, hey, I just want to let you guys know, like, when other people are talking, let's just respect that, because it's very hard for me to hear and listen to what they're saying. So instead of saying like, there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and what I learned in that book is, instead of like accusing other people of their wrongdoings, put it on yourself. That allows other people not to feel attacked. So instead of saying, hey, you need to be quiet because you're doing some things wrong, I was just like, hey, I can't listen, I can't hear when you're speaking. So that's kind of how I pivoted that, just so I could actually get that message across without them being offended. After that moment, the respect in the room instantly changed. I literally was able to start actually sharing to them this message, and they started really receiving it. So next thing you know, I start going over the sermon, and midway through, I remember one of the guys here was like, I needed this. I need, like, and he's so passionate, like he's about to fight me for just for sharing this message. But he's like, I needed this. You're like, you're sharing this here for a reason. And like me, I'm looking this guy straight in the eye. I'm like, yeah, yeah. But I'm a little intimidated at the same time, because he's very intimidating, tall dude. But he literally was like so passionate and so grateful that I was sharing with him, because he was having a breakthrough in the moment. He was having a breakthrough because I literally was showing him how to fight through spiritual battles, and he was going through spiritual battles. So that's where it's like, hey, if you have a message on your heart, do not be shy to share that message, because that message could help somebody. There's somebody out there that is going through the pain, the struggles that you once went through. But if you don't share what that passion that you have with the world, then it won't help anybody. You know, I strongly believe that God, he puts us through our struggles. He puts us through those pains so we could one day help other people, not even knowing the person that we're going to help. So I was able to really share with them that Ephesians 6 study. And in that phase, pretty soon, the whole entire room started opening up. The whole entire room started sharing how they're going to apply this into their lives. And by the end of it, I'm like, man, I was here for a reason. Like, I genuinely shared this message and it was received. And I'm so grateful that God used me as a vessel to share this message. I ultimately shared that message, and at the end of it, I remember, oh yeah, I forgot to say early, we usually start with like one worship song, and they asked me, they were like, hey, look, man, we've been they haven't been giving us the worship as much as we want, and I could tell like they saw weakness in me and they were trying to take advantage. But I didn't tell them no, but I told them, hey, after we finish the sermon, then we'll go back to worship. Because I already had a plan. I had my schedule, and I didn't want them to deter me from that, right? And I'm glad I did, because we ended up doing more worship at the end, but we went back to it. At the end of it, these guys, they're like, one of them raised their hand and they was like, hey, I know it's your first time here, and I know speaking is not really what you do. But when they said that, in my head, I'm like, what made you think speaking is not what I do? Was I pretty bad up here? So I don't know, but I do consider speaking something that I do, which is one of the reasons why I'm going live, so I could share with you guys. But they were like, hey, I know this speaking stuff is really not what you do, but I just want to let you know, you increase the standards. You increase the standards of what is expected. And for me to be one of the youngest people in the room, one of the youngest people to go in that prison jail and share with them the message, and them to say that I increased the standards of what they expect, it was honestly a blessing, and shows that when God has a calling in your life, he will allow other people to receive it. Somebody told me a while back, they said, God does not call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And if you're waiting to be qualified in order for you to step out in your faith, you might never be qualified. You really have to lean in on God and allow God to qualify you. Allow God to give you the words. Allow God to give you the resources for you to be successful in whatever it is that He has on your heart to accomplish.